Thank you, Count Corley, and put it on the record of the Dáil before I start my speech here tonight that I am a commercial ratepayer and have been paying rates now for a significant number of years. First of all, I welcome tonight's bill. I think, as Shane has pointed out, it's a start, but it has a long road to travel. I just want to maybe specifically speak on certain aspects of it. And my first point is in relation to the alleviation scheme. I think this is hugely a positive move, both from a democracy point of view and restoring some powers back to our local authority members, which I think is vital. No two towns in our county are the same. I mean, in my own county, you go from the highest occupancy in Greystones to one of the lowest in Arklow. You have different challenges in West Wicklow between Blessington and Balsonlass and Wicklow Town. So there's a huge diverse range of issues across the country, and no one solution will fit all. So I think this is a very important piece of the legislation. Equally, in the fact that you can bring in the policy into your local area plan, your county development plan, and indeed our local economic community plan, I think was mentioned as well. It's just a pity that we have adopted all of them in the first year after 2014, and we'll have to go back and review them. But I think from a democratic point of view and restoring power and giving power to our council, I think this is hugely positive, and I would be fully supportive of it. Preliminary valuations, I suppose, is another thing that is positive from a revenue generation point of view, where the local authority now have to empower to appoint a valuation on a property, even though that can be challenged later on when the valuation office puts their valuation on it. The temporary abatement, again, is in place, as we've seen. I think from my reading of this, there's talk about having a minimum abatement on properties, and we could probably go into that. But a lot of the bill, a lot of what I'm looking at here is all around the collection and the collection of the money, and an awful lot of the legislation in this is down about the collection of commercial rates. As a commercial ratepayer, I think everybody should pay the rates. It's not just commercial rates when you look at local authority collection of finances. Across every section of finance, there's a very poor collection rate in it. And that's not reflected in this document, where the local authority aren't taking their responsibility for their lack of professionalism in collecting due monies to the local authority. And I think a lot of that is a mindset within the local authority, who said it didn't matter because we can put a burden on the property. So it doesn't matter, we can let it flow into eternity. And as soon as the commercial operator goes to sell the property, all of a sudden, bang, it hits him. And what I think has been come to fore in light of the recent recession, and I think there is a section in this which disappoints me in the sense of our financial institutions. Some of our financial institutions took over commercial properties because the business was gone. They inherited the commercial debt that was on that. But when they sold it on, they never paid that bill. And they actually passed, some financial institution passed that on to the next owner, which put the viability of that business in jeopardy. And I have some examples in my own county where some person had 10 years and they weren't able to, they had to pay it up to allow them, but it put that business in jeopardy. I suppose this is a start, but I suppose we all know the elephant in the room that we have to tackle is the valuation process and how properties are valued. And I think there's a huge mystery around this to all commercial rate players out there. There's not a great understanding of how it works. And even after being in the local authority for 12 years, I still don't know even how my own property was valued today. But the biggest challenge is the revaluation process, which I think started in 2008 and still hasn't been completed 11 years on. I think that is the whole valuation, the whole system is so archaic. Wicklow has gone through its revaluation process last year. All commercial ratepayers in Wicklow are about to find out in the next month to 6 weeks what their projected new valuations are. My phone will be busy, and I'm standing here tonight, Minister, worried myself. My own property hasn't been revalued for 30 years. So what's the implications for me? I could be looking at a 30 or a 40% increase in my commercial rates. Can I sustain that in one bang? No, I cannot. But there's nothing in this to allow that to be harmonised over a period of 4 to 5 years. And I think we've stated that, Barry Cowan has stated that previously. There has to be some way of allowing business to take that shock out of it and give them time to adjust. I know Deputy Moynihan wants to come in. We're supportive of the bill and the way it's gone, but I think there's an awful lot more done. We all know the elephant in the room is the valuation process. This doesn't go near that. I equally can't really understand how that's in the Department of Justice, but however, that's where the valuation is. All right, grand. Anyway, I'll give way to Deputy Moynihan.